Did Ethiopia really try to betray Djibouti? The truth behind Isaias Afwerki's claims. What would you do if your neighbor offered you $4 billion a year just to let them use your front yard? Well, Eritrea said no thanks, or at least that's what President Isaias Afwerki wants us to believe. But this story, it's messier than it looks. In a rare interview, Eritrea's President Isaias Afwerki claimed that Ethiopia once proposed ditching Djibouti and shifting all its imports through Eritrea's Assab port instead. That would have been a massive economic blow to Djibouti. Worth about $4 billion in revenue every year. But Afwerki says he refused because, quote, Eritrea doesn't conspire to harm its neighbors. Sounds noble, right? Well, let's break this down. Because this isn't just about trade. It's about trust, ambition, and the fight for control in the Horn of Africa. To get what's really going on here, you need to understand a bit of history. Ethiopia is landlocked. It lost its coastline when Eritrea gained independence in 1993. Since then, Ethiopia has relied almost entirely on Djibouti for sea access. Over 90% of its trade goes through it. Over 90% of its trade goes through there. But Assab, that used to be Ethiopia's main port. It's just 60 kilometers from the Ethiopian border. And for years, Addis Ababa has wanted options, diversifying trade routes, making economic sense. It's not betrayal, it's strategy. But the problem is, Assab hasn't been operational for decades. After the 1998 and the 2000 war between Ethiopia and Eritrea, relations froze, ports shut down, and Assab became a ghost town. Now, fast forward to today, Isaias says Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed once came to him with a bold plan. Reroute Ethiopia's import through Assab, effectively cutting Djibouti out of the equation. Think about that impact. Djibouti could lose billions. Eritrea, it would cash in. So why would Isaias say no? Here's the thing. This isn't just about money. Eritrea's leadership has always prized control over its ports, its politics, its people. And many believe Isaias didn't reject the deal because he wanted to protect Djibouti. He rejected it because he didn't trust Ethiopia or Abiy. And let's not forget, Isaias isn't exactly known for playing nice in the neighborhood. For years, Eritrea was seen as a regional spoiler. The UN sanctioned it for supporting armed groups. It backed rebels across the Horn. And during the Tigray War, it didn't just support Ethiopia. It actively sent troops into the conflict. So what's really going on here? Ethiopia is expanding. It's building roads to Berbera. It's eyeing Lamu in Kenya. And yes, it once considered reviving Assab. Because for Ethiopia, depending on just one route through Djibouti, it's risky, especially when tensions in the region run high. Show B-roll. Djibouti military bases, foreign navies, Chinese ports, US camp luminaires. Djibouti is small, but strategically huge. It hosts military bases from the US, China, France. That gives it power and pressure. So maybe Abiy's offer wasn't about betrayal. Maybe it was about leverage. Give Eritrea a deal, create competition, and get better terms from Djibouti. That's diplomacy 101. But here's what's strange. Eritrea never capitalized on it. Even when ties with Ethiopia briefly warmed in 2018, Assab stayed closed. No trade, no deals, no real peace. So the real betrayal might not be Ethiopia turning away from Djibouti. It could be Isaias turning away from Eritrea's own future. A future where the country could have reopened, reconnected, and risen again. Instead, it's isolated, its youth are fleeing, its ports are rustling. So next time you hear bold claims about regional betrayal, ask who really benefits from that narrative. This story isn't just about ports. It's about trust, ambition, and missed chances. And in a region where every connection counts, closing yourself off could be the biggest threat of all. What do you think? Should Ethiopia still push for access to Assab? And is Eritrea wasting its chance to become a real regional player? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the Horn of Africa and beyond. I'm Jonas Ambiko, and this is Analytica Today.